we had another win and back-to-back wins, back-to-back road wins, which speaks well of your team. Matter of fact, we've only had road wins. We've had 3 road wins and lost our 2 games at home. But I was proud of our kids. We certainly are not a finished product. We are still making mistakes, turnovers, and penalties. The only thing that really saved us is they did the same. We had 5 turnovers, they had 4. We had 82 yards in penalties, and they had 142, I think, which is a large number. And I'm sure they're saying some of the same things in Mobile today that I'm saying here today. We've got to clean that up to be good. To critical downs, we were a little over 50% conversion down-wise, which was good and not great for us, but good. And our defense held them, I think, 3rd and 4th downs, 3 or 4 out of 17, which is a positive and has become 2 weeks in a row now that we've gotten off the field as a defense and turned the ball back over to our offense a high percentage of the time that we had those opportunities. We're playing hard. We're not playing very smart, and we need to be a hard-nosed and smart football team. And we have got to learn more about our defense and be in the right place and lined up and ready to go a higher percentage of the time. And I tell them all the time, I need to get a master's degree in their assignments, and that means you have to study. That means you have to think about it, and that means you have to look at film, and you have to take coaching. And, all those things that'll make you a better team you have to do. If you really want to be good, those are some areas that we've got to clean up and get better at. And, but we are trying to play hard and hustling around, and a lot of that will cure a bunch of ills. And so we got to keep harping on being smarter and being better student of the game and still play hard. And we're playing a lot of people and getting some good play out of a lot of folks both sides of the ball. Our kicking game has been solid. We got a turnover again the other day in the kicking game, which was positive, and set up our first score, I think. But anyhow, all those things. It's a 3-phase football game, and if you leave one of them out, or one of them sort of stays at home, then you're in trouble. And so we're trying to continue to coach that is the way to get it done and win, and that's what we want to do. And this week we were off yesterday. We were off today. We practiced last night. We'll practice Tuesday and Wednesday. And basically, we'll study film on Thursday and Friday while the coaches go recruiting, and try to get some familiarity, much needed familiarity with the West Coast offense, which Western Kentucky runs, and their defense is much like ours. They got a great middle linebacker. I mean, he could play anywhere in the country, and I've been real impressed with what they do with their offense and their quarterbacks. And Jakes has been playing against us for 3 years, and I've heard they've got another kid up there that's his backup that's a good player too. Running back's got to be a good player. He's running for a lot of yards. So there's a lot of things going on at Western Kentucky that are positive, and we got our hands full, and we got to certainly prepare well and play well for us to be able to win this game. Questions?
Turnovers, obviously, they're a problem, but what potentially could you see out of this team if it wasn't a turnover situation?
We'd be 5-0. We'd be 5-0. We would. We had one turnover against Lafayette. It was a 14-point swing. I remember us talking about it, but and we lose by 13. And of course, Mississippi State. Somewhere early third quarter, I told Kenny on the phone. I said, they can't stop us. Just keep them playing fast, and because they can't stop this football team, and of course we couldn't stop them either. Basically, the way it turned out, and they made the plays they had to make to preserve the win, and credit to them on the road. And but we got to shore up that particular part of it. If we were close to averaging 1 or 2 turnovers a game and 50 yards and penalties, I say we'd be undefeated. And so that tells you a lot. We got to somehow find a way to coach this team, coach that kind of negativity out of this football team.
Talk about turnovers on defense, about putting the emphasis there. I know you guys got that interception things this week, but just talk about how important that is for the.
It is vital. The defense is number one, get off the field. Number two, turn the ball over to the offense without them kicking it, without them punting it. I don't know how many turnovers did we get. 4. We got 4. That's positive. We got 1 in the kicking game. You counting that one, right? So we got 3 on defense, and that's great. If we could average 3, I could be guaranteed that we'd be average 3. I'd be really tickled right now. And but we got to find a way to get a lot of people to the football and overlap and tackle and gang tackle, and it's hard to do in this day and age because of the spread of the offenses. I don't think Western Kentucky is going to spread us out a lot. I mean, I think they're going to try to power us, throw play action pass, bootlegs, the things that the West Coast offense is known for. They do a great job of running the offense and have a lot of confidence in the players that run it. So, but it'll be a little bit different job, and that's the reason I want to get a lot of film work in this week with actual players while the coaches are gone. Let the GAs and myself, bring them to the meeting room. Hey, watch this. This is down and distance. What is the formation? What is the shift? What is the motion? What is the play? Runner pass. Here we go. And so again, it's a funny thing about this college football. If you're not willing to, it's sort of like academics. If you're not willing to go and spend the time and study, you probably ain't gonna make A's and B's. And we need to make some A's and B's this week in football, and so we're gonna try to expose them to it.
Is the week off a good thing or a bad thing?
I think where we are right now is good. I've never been worried about that part of the schedule. You play on Tuesday night, don't bother me. Play on Thursday night, don't bother me, because I know that if we do it right, we're going to be able to get rested, get some work if we need it, and whatever we need, we can pattern the schedule around an open date or a midweek game that is positive for. We always look at it positively, and I think it has most of the time been positive for our team.
Coach, can you kind of just assess how your team's done so far this season now that you're going into a bye week?
Well, we're 3-2, and I mentioned earlier we have had a chance to be a lot better than that. We could be 5-0 and or 4-1. That's a little better. And 3-2 is where we are, and we're looking at a 2-game homestand, and then we got to go on the road and play some pretty good teams. But I think we're better than we were, and I've said this since spring. But we're a better football team than we were last year. We're playing more people than we were able to play last year. The injuries are mounting some, but this open week should help us clear up and get to feeling better anyhow. Maybe not totally well, but well enough to play and get a little practice in and play. But any coach that tells you would have had goals to win, to have any record except win them all, probably lying to you. But we not satisfied. But I'm glad we're in a position that we're in headed into this homestand and against Western Kentucky, probably the best team in our league. And the thing, it also wins on the road are always positive. It gives you confidence. And wins, period, You know, we're halfway to bowl eligibility. You know, we're 2-1 in the league now, instead of whatever, and there's a lot of ball to be played, and so you can, you know, all those teams out there, that the ones that we have beaten and the ones that we have lost to in the league, all got to go to every one of these other teams too, with the exception maybe of, you know, I'm glad we ain't got to go to Monroe right now. Number one, I hate going to Monroe, and number two, they got probably the best football team in the league over there this year. And, Todd Berry's done a great job. I really thought, you know, that I was right about the South Alabama guys too. You know, they put together a program. They've invested heavily in football. They've recruited well. They'll have an immediate impact on our league. We were able to handle them the other day and win the game, but they'll you know, Joey's done a good job. He's got a bunch of good coaches. Most of them I know, some of them I raised, and so. But that's sort of off subject that you asked about. But I like where this football team is. You know, I'd like to be undefeated, but you know, this football team is, if we'll keep working and we'll keep getting better, then we got a chance.
Coach, heading into the South Alabama game, the Trojans have the 10th best passing attack in the nation. As an offensive unit as a whole, 20th best. Mm-hmm. Speaking specifically to Corey Robinson, I know naturally as a competitor, he was frustrated after his performance. What are you telling him to sort of keep him focused and help him sort of still be the leader of the team?
Yeah, he's fine. He just keep on throwing it. Just keep on slinging it. Be a little more selective where you sling it to, you know. And he was a little frustrated the other day, but he is. Some of the throws that he makes, deep ball, intermediate. I thought one of the best throws he made the other day was to 40 in the flat on the bootleg. He had the guy that was supposed to probably cover Jared rushed Corey, and he had to go over the top in a hurry with it. And great little throw right there. But he's got all the throws, and he knows this offense. And I was just talking to Reagan a while ago, and he was telling me that we probably, you know, we have specialized some things off our base offense for him, and it may be something that's hurting him rather than helping him, you know. And you know, we also we let him tag some things himself, but sometimes when he tags it, he gets away from his progression and doesn't go through his progression because he knows he tagged it because he thinks he's got it, you know. So you know, he's got a lot of information in his head about this offense, and we got to make sure that we sort everything out for his game plan to be where he can always go back to basics and go through his progression reads and go to the right place.
2 weeks ago, a lot of the defensive guys were talking about being able to pull their weight, holding their end of just the past 2 weeks, their defensive efforts. Just talk about the productivity that you've seen out of them and just where they're headed. Well,
last 2 games on the road and against 2 pretty good teams, you know, it was somewhere around 35 third and fourth down opportunities. There's I know that 7, I think, of those 35 or so opportunities our defense has gotten off the field. And that's what this day and age of defense is basically all about. Now, I wish that we had the personnel to line up and be a little simpler, maybe like Alabama or somebody like that. Not the case. You know, we have to, but still at the same time we have to be simple enough for these guys to be able to react and play. And plus, you know, I think we've recruited and developed a little bit as we've gone along. We still need some more guys that can play up front, rush a passer without having to blitz and those kind of things. But I think we're getting to settling on 2 deep up front where we can play those rotations and keep those guys fresh. And if we keep getting off the field, then we, you know, they had 1 long drive the other day, I think, for a touchdown, and we had it stopped 2 or 3 times and let them out. And Missed a tackle on one time for sure. Just flush up tackle. Missed him. Just sort of peeled off of him. And so there. And I'm changing the subject on you, but I'm happy with the defense. I know this defense can get better though. And I go back in that defensive room. We talk all the time about, hey, let's be as simple as we can possibly be. Carry what you got to carry, but make it simple where they can get to where they're supposed to be and line up and try to play their technique and their gap and their responsibility and chase the ball, overlap.
You know, we get like we still from day one. We've been flying around, making plays, guys running to the ball. You know, we got to continue to do that for us to have a chance. You know, I thought we've been doing a good job over the last 2 weeks of getting off the field on third downs. You know, those critical downs we always talk about. You know, we've been doing a good job of managing those and being able to get our offense back the ball. So we've been doing a really good job of that.
Is there something you guys are just more confident in doing over the last couple of weeks than there was in the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I guess you can say that it's just a mindset we're trying to install. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, you just play like it's your last play. You know what I'm saying? You never know what'll happen at any moment out there, and God just want to, you know, give it all they got. You know what I'm saying? Just after the game, look back and say, you know, I wish I could have did more. We don't want to have that, so you just want to go out and play hard every snap. You know what I'm saying? Just something we're just trying to instill on the defense. So.
Turnovers, I know it's been a big emphasis for you guys. Just talk about, I guess, not getting those and then getting a few last week. Just how important are those for you guys?
Those are momentum changers in the game. You know, we got a couple of big turnovers. You know, get our offense back the ball. So that's something we definitely work on. Our goal is 3. You know, every game. So I think we got 3 or 4 on defense. So we did a good job in that field to be able to, you know, change the momentum of the game and get our offense back the ball. You know, so.
A week off, is this downtime a good thing or a bad thing for you guys?
Kind of both, I guess you can say. You know, guys really want to play. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never fun to sit down and watch them, but it's a good opportunity for us to get down and watch film on Western. You know, get a good jump on them. You know, get prepared mentally and physically what they're going to bring in to us. So it's kind of good and bad at the same time. So.
You guys have been solid on the road, but then getting back home. How important is it? What's been effective first of all on the road, and then getting this win at home? How important is that?
Just the pressure. You know what I'm saying, on the road, you know, 2 conference games back-to-back on the road, you know, those must-win games, you know, as far as what we're looking for in the future. And as far as home, you know, we got to get it done. You know, at home, it's supposed to be your money games. It's supposed to be automatic. You're at home. You're supposed to win at home. So this is something we got to come out and do. So
The running game worked on Saturday. Just talk about, was there something special that you guys were doing on offense that was working?
I mean, I don't think it's anything special we're doing. I just think everybody's just getting on the same page, and they know how hard you got to play to get the run game going for us. And you know, we got a good core of running backs back there, and we got a lot of chemistry with them. And I feel like the offensive line is just playing really hard right now. The running backs are hitting the holes, you know, and making plays sometimes too.
Seems like the offensive line has been a lot more productive this year over last year. What do you attribute that to?
I guess just it goes back to the offseason. I mean, we looked at where we were running the ball last year. We didn't run the ball well at all, I didn't think, and you know, nobody was pleased with that. So we stressed it really hard the whole offseason, getting everybody better, and we had everybody on the same page the entire offseason. We just been, and the offensive line has been working their butt off trying to not let this team down, you know, and be the backbone for the Trojans.
How frustrating is it for the offense to be as productive as it is, but then have all the turnovers put a pall on all of that?
Yeah, obviously it's frustrating. I mean, it does. Adversity happens, you know, and how you overcome it shows where you are as a team. I think that the way we're winning and still having those turnovers shows a lot about how we handled adversity. And I think this is a really good team, but pushing through the bad, honestly.
You guys are 3-0 on the road, but how important is it to get some momentum at home with these games coming up?
Oh man, it's really important. I mean, that's, you know, home territory. You got to defend the house, you know. And I mean, I think it's gonna fall together soon. We just got to get a lot of pride about playing at home and win some home games. Honestly, you know, half our season's at home, so we need all those wins.
Is the off week a good thing or a bad thing?
Right now, I think it's going to be actually a good thing for us. I mean, we got a lot of guys banged up. You know, we've had a couple of injuries, and it's going to give everybody a chance to get off their feet a little more and get rested up and get ready to get in the big part of the schedule coming up. Got a lot of football left to play, and I think this off week is coming at a crucial time for us to get a break.
Even though Corey had a couple turnovers on Saturday, how is the
Sorry, man.
Okay, that's all right.
You're nervous, I guess.
How's the offense feel about Corey in the huddle and with him taking command of the offense?
I think we all feel really comfortable. I mean, he's our leader. We all have complete faith in him. I think he has faith in us, and we're all gelling really well together. And I think we got a lot of confidence what this offense can do. And like I said about the turnovers, once we can get that settled and start scoring in the red zone instead of turning the ball over, I think this offense is going to do some amazing things this year.